They should put the comics on the front page. I'm tired of starting my day off reading all about trouble in the Middle East.
You know what it is, Andy? They don't have enough hot water.
So?
Well, if they could all have a nice hot bath, just think how much better they'd feel.
Or maybe you shouldn't stand so close to the microwave.
Morning, Mom. Morning, Dad.
Good morning, Andrew.
Whoa. What kind of jelly is this?
Okra. I had a coupon for it.
Mom, just because you have a coupon for something doesn't mean you have to buy it.
Oh, that's a thought. But I also had a coupon for everybody's favorite, and I made it this morning. Bundt cake. You love my bundt cake, don't you, Andy?
Oh, yeah. I give it to that dumb dog next door so he won't bite me.
Sugar's bad for dogs, Dad.
Good. Can you believe it? There's another foreign company opening up a computer factory here in town. Transvichy. I'm telling you, these foreigners are taking over the world.
It all goes back to hot water.
I was just telling Harlan Vickenhagen, it's getting so you can't find an American name on anything.
Andrew, is Mary still angry at your father for following her on her date last night?
I had every right to follow her. I didn't trust that kid she was with.
Oh, now, Andy, he's a very nice boy. He raises hamsters.
Following her is bad enough. When you jumped out of the bushes when he tried to kiss her, I mean, that was really embarrassing.
I didn't mean to jump out. It was a squirrel that was running up my pants.
Morning, Andrew. Morning, Aura. Etc.
Good morning, Aunt Luna.
Look at that. The Hendersons have got a new outdoor barbecue.
Another bulletin from the window monitor.
Got a new TV last Thursday. Too bad we don't have a breadwinner like that in this family.
Aunt Lunar, sometimes you forget that you are Aura's blood relative and not mine.
Oh, don't be silly. Do you think I could sleep nights if I were yours?
What I mean is, you are living here because of the goodness of my heart, and don't forget that.
I am living here because of the goodness of my Social Security checks. And don't you forget that.
Good morning to everyone except Dad.
Good morning, Mary.
Mary, I am sorry about last night, but someday, when you are a father like me, you'll understand.
Mom, could you please tell your husband that I didn't hear a word he just said and to please pass me the muffins?
Whoa, listen to this. 2 babies were mixed up in the hospital, and they didn't discover the mistake for 10 years.
Really? Let me see that. Hey, I was born in this hospital.
Imagine being raised by the wrong family.
Some people have all the luck.
Andrew, do you want 2 or 3 sandwiches?
Oh, 2's plenty, Mom. Only have a half an hour for lunch.
A half an hour? Since when?
Well, it was only me, Mal, and Mr. Finley. If we all took an hour, I'd be at the repair shop all night.
Yeah, and getting paid for it.
Good jobs are hard to find, Dad, and I'd like to hang on to this one until I make up my mind about college.
Listen, when I was a kid, a sharp guy didn't need college. He just picked out some smart person and hung around him for a few years.
Who did you pick out, Andy? Mo, Larry, or Curly?
Andrew, have you ever noticed that I look different from the rest of the family?
Uh-huh.
Good.
Go get your things. I'll drop you off at school.
Oh, thanks.
Well, you hardly ate your breakfast.
I don't want to be late.
Big deal. The way I see it, they owe you half an hour a day. You should think about setting your boss straight.
I really don't mind, Dad. I like my job.
That's not the point. It is the right, the duty of every American to take an hour for lunch. Maybe you don't owe it to yourself, but you owe it to future generations who are going to follow in your footsteps.
Oh, Andy, I'm so proud of you. You've been leafing through Reader's Digest again.
Our son's a man now, Aura. He's out of high school. He started on the long, tough road of life. He's got to learn to stand up on his own. Give him 3 sandwiches.
I did.
Let's go, Andrew. Bye, Mom. Bye, Aunt Lunar. Goodbye, Mr. Johnson.
Goodbye, darling.
Right.
Bye, Mom.
Now, remember, Andrew, I want you to think about that hour for lunch.
I will. Believe it or not, I place a lot of value on the things you tell me.
That kid's a lot like me, you know?
Don't worry, he'll grow out of it.
You know, Andy, while you were talking to Andrew, I was just thinking that down at the box factory, you never take an hour for lunch yourself.
Well, it's not like I can't. Besides, my position is different from Andrew's. Been down there almost 3 years, practically management. If anything happens to old man Charney, I am the next box king of Minnesota.
Well, what about his sons?
He fired them months ago. I'm the only one he gets along with. You want to know why?
He's senile.
He knows that without me, he's got no operation. I run that company single-handed, and don't think Charney doesn't know it.
Oh, Andy, nobody gets an hour for lunch at the box company. So why don't you just admit it?
So you think I can't take an hour for lunch if I want?
That's right.
Well, not only am I going to take an hour for lunch, but I'm going to eat it right here.
Oh, Andy, do you think you ought to do that? I mean, I already made your lunch.
Forget it. I'm coming home. I'll just take this bundt cake so I can get past that dumb dog.
I need help.
The beauty shop is 2 doors down.
I'm talking about this.
What is it?
It's my hair dryer.
I don't think it's working.
Why do you think I'm here?
I'll be honest with you, ma'am. It'd be cheaper to buy a new one than to fix this antique.
What are you talking about? I just bought this 18 years ago.
You're just like my mom. She can't throw out anything either.
I have a date Saturday night. Do what you can. Oh, the name is Sims.
Okay, Mrs. Sims. I'll try to have it fixed for you Saturday.
Oh, it's Ms. Sims.
Okay, Miss Sims.
Thank you.
Well, it seems to have slowed down a bit, Andrew. Why don't you take your lunch now?
Oh, sure. Oh, and speaking of lunch, Mr. Finley, you know, this morning I had a little talk with my dad. Well, at the time, I didn't quite understand what he was saying, but by the time I got to work, it seemed to make sense.
What's on your mind, Andrew?
Well, Mr. Finley, throughout the long history of the American worker, the 1 hour lunch has always been traditional.
Really? Go on.
You know, today, Ingmar and I would have been married 20 years.
Oh, you should have told me, Aunt Luna. I would have made meat for dinner.
You'd think after all these years I'd given up hope. But I just keep feeling that someday I'll look out the window and I'll see that big Swede strolling down the walk with flowers in one hand and his bowling ball in the other.
Until he does, Aunt Luna, you're welcome to stay with us as long as you like.
Oh, you're so sweet, Aura.
Your family, whether you like it or not.
I guess so.
Get away from me! Give me a piece of that bundt cake, quick! That is the meanest toy poodle I've ever seen.
Oh, Andy, it's nice having you home for lunch. I made your favorite hot dish tuna terrific.
I'll eat it later.
Oh, well, you better eat it now. You only have an hour for lunch, and it's a 20-minute drive to work.
I've got more than an hour. I've got the rest of my life.
What do you mean?
I mean that old man Charney gave me a leave of absence. Permanently fired me.
Oh, Andy, how awful.
What a shame, after 3 years. That's the longest job you've ever had.
Lousy hour for lunch. That's all I wanted. Maybe I shouldn't have told him he couldn't run his business without me. Ah, well. To hell with Charney and his box company. From now on, the Johnsons only buy things that are in bags.
How about Kleenex?
I'll blow my nose in the market.
Oh, Andy, I can't help but wonder if this was all my fault.
Why would it be your fault?
I said I was only wondering. Sometimes when a man loses his job, it's good to have someone to blame.
Well, I blame myself for this one. If I wanted to come home for lunch, I should have called in sick like everyone else.
Now, Andy, you're too good a man to keep down. This isn't the first time you've been out of a job, and it certainly won't be the last.
Sweet Aura, you never stop believing in me, have you?
Hi, everyone.
Andrew, what are you doing home?
Talked to my boss about the hour lunch. Boy, was I great. He would have been proud of me, Dad. I told him that every time he gives us a half hour for lunch, he's putting another nail in the coffin of the American way of life.
Oh, my, aren't those impressive words? Sounds like Billy Graham.
What else did you tell him?
Oh, that's as far as I got when he canned me.
You young people don't listen to anything, do you? I didn't say talk to him about it. I said think about talking to him about it.
Well, I did, but talking comes after thinking, doesn't it?
Not in your father's case.
Listen here, Lunar. You should be glad that I wasn't thinking when I let you move in here with me.
I didn't move in with you. I moved in with her.
For your information, her is me.
Her is you?
Yeah.
Oh, boy, I knew you had problems, but this is...
Now, wait a minute.
Both of you.
Oh, well, I'm starved. I guess I'll take my hour for lunch.
Move over. I'll join you.
Oh, your father also lost his job today.
No, for what?
Forever.
Hello?
Yes?
Look, I'm skipping gym class so I can come here about something very important. I mean, not that gym class isn't, but quite frankly, if it wasn't required, I could really care less.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was playing volleyball right now. It's really quite a primitive sport, actually. You see, you hit the ball up, and they hit the ball back, and you hit the ball up, and they hit the ball back, and you hit the ball up. And I ask you, where does it end?
Do you need help?
Yes. You see, I think 15 years ago, a dreadful mistake was made. And I was just wondering if there were any other baby girls born at this hospital on the same day I was.
Let me get this straight, Dad. You mean we're both out of work? Well, how's this family going to survive?
The way we do most of the time. On love and hope and lots of coupons.
Don't worry about it, Andrew. This is America, the land of opportunity. There are plenty of jobs out there waiting to be filled.
And right now, there's yours and his. I'll get it. Unemployment office. Oh, just a minute, darling. Yes, it's Mary.
Hi, honey. What? You're going to what? Mary, what in heaven's name are you talking about? Mary?
What's her story?
I don't understand. Mary said that she found her true family and was going to meet her real self after school.
What a lucky girl.
Whenever I get disappointed, I like a nice glass of lemonade, not too sweet. Now, Andy, you lost your job, and Andrew, you lost your job, and Mary's lost her senses. But let's look at the bright side. At least we have hot water.
You know there's really nothing to worry about. Aura and I can always get a job. They need car hops down at Pinky and May's drive-in.
Oh, I don't know, Aunt Lunar. I haven't been on roller skates for years.
Oh, there's nothing to it. Just make sure that the car window is open before you serve the chili.
Now, I'm going to level with Mr. Finley. I'll tell him I had a fever and I was hallucinating.
Oh, that's a good idea. Why don't you try that one too, Andy?
No, I'm not trying anything. I know where I can get a job.
Oh, you do?
Yep, the Mishy Bishy Company.
It's Transbishy, Dad. I thought you were kind of down on non-American companies.
I am, but if you can't beat them, join them. Besides, they're a big company. They're going to hire as many Americans as they can get. Otherwise, who's going to come to their 4th of July picnic?
That's what's so wonderful about you, Andy. You never stop using your head.
That's what makes him so dangerous.
Mary Johnson? Buffy Heatherton? Yes? I can't get over it. Aunt Lunar's eyes and my mother's cheeks. I mean, your mother's cheeks. What are you talking about? Oh, that's right. Sit down. This might come as sort of a shock to you. But you see, you and I were born in the exact same hospital on the exact same day. We were? Mm-hmm. But first, tell me a little bit about your family. Are they, lower income, middle income, or upper income?
Actually, we're pretty well off. Daddy has this huge law firm.
I'm rich.
There's another delivery truck pulling up in front of the Hendersons.
Oh, I wonder what they bought now.
Wouldn't surprise me if they won that Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes.
Oh, I entered that once. And I wish someone around here would read that American Ninja magazine. Must be Andy. Maybe if we took that dog for a walk, it would like him better.
Oh, I doubt it. That's a smart dog.
How did it go, Andy?
I can't believe it. You'd think after I told those Transbishy guys how I single-handedly ran Charney's box company, they would have jumped up and down and yelled hooray.
They didn't?
No. They said I was overqualified for anything but chairman of the board.
And they didn't offer you that?
No. But they put me on the waiting list.
What if you called Mr. Charney? Maybe he'll take you back.
I did. He said he'd already hired someone else.
Oh, maybe that someone else won't work out.
Are you kidding? A moron could do my job.
A moron was doing your job.
Oh, dear. If they didn't hire you, I suppose poor Andrew doesn't have a prayer.
Well, he's got to learn how to handle rejection.
Hot dog, I got it.
Handled it pretty well.
I start tomorrow, shipping and receiving.
Oh, good for you, Andrew.
Oh, boy, it sure surprised me. I mean, I really wasn't experienced enough for the job, but I told them I'd be willing to learn whatever I had to on my lunch hours. They loved that
Oh,
attitude.
that was so smart of you.
They said it was refreshing, Dad. I mean, the last thing they need is a know-it-all blowhard. They said one guy was so obnoxious, just to get rid of him. They told him he was overqualified for everything except chairman of the board. Anyway, start tomorrow, $6 an hour. How'd you do, Dad?
I paved the way for you.
They didn't hire him.
Everyone, I've got a surprise for you. This is Buffy Heatherton, the real me. I'll introduce you. That's Aunt Lunar, your mother, Aura. This is your brother, Andrew. And this is your dad. I will really miss you, Mr. Johnson.
All right, you got to start feeding this kid more fish.
Remember that little article in the newspaper this morning about the baby mix-up in the hospital? Oh, you'll never believe it. It happened to me. I mean, I should have known. I look different than the rest of you. I dress different than the rest of you. I have a whole different attitude about life and its hidden meanings.
I'll tell you the meaning of life. You're born, you die, and in between it's a mess.
To me, life is the smell of fresh laundry and a bundt cake and someday to have one of my poems published in the Minnesota Monthly.
Aura, no one wants to read poems about cornbread.
I think life's like a baseball game. Some days you strike out, and some days you hit a home run. Today, I hit a triple.
Life is a movie. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And hopefully you can find somebody to share your raisinets.
I think life is being part of a family like this. I can actually feel love in this house.
Probably just the asbestos in the attic.
You know what I like best of all? My new name, Buffy. Neat, huh? I always hated Mary. It's so middle class. I mean, for me. For you, it's going to be perfect.
Aura, do something.
Mary, honey, I know how much you have your heart set on not being a member of this family. But there couldn't possibly have been a mix-up.
I don't see why not.
Because you were premature. The minute you were born, they put you in an incubator. You stayed in the hospital an extra 2 months, and by that time, I knew you better than I knew myself.
I always knew that I was who I was. She wasn't. But I just had to meet the kind of family someone like her came from.
I'm sorry, Buffy. I hope you're not too disappointed.
Oh, no, that's okay, Miss Johnson. It always bothered me being rich. This experience has helped me get over it. Ciao, everyone. Hey, what about my summers in Europe?
Oh, don't take it so hard, Mary. You did come close.
Did I need this?
No, Andy, you're just having a bad day. Tomorrow you'll wake up and mark my words, today will be over. Hello, Johnson's residence. Oh, yes, just a minute, Mr. Charney.
Yeah, Charney? Oh, the new guy quit already? Well, you're not very easy to work for. Come back? Well, I don't know. There's this Transbishy company that's considering me for chairman of the board. Well, I'll tell you, if I do come back, I'm going to have $150 more a week, an hour for lunch, and I'm not coming in before 9 o'clock in the morning. Not any of those? Well, how about $25 more a week, 40 minutes for lunch, and I don't want to wash your car anymore. Oh. Well, how about my old job, my old salary, and I'll eat my lunch on the way to work. Okay? Good, yeah. See you tomorrow.
Oh, Andy, you got your job back. Oh, I'm so proud of you.
Well, Laura, I think I've learned something from all this.
Oh, wonderful, Andy.
Yeah, I sure have. And that is that in everyday family living, we sometimes encounter some sticky moments.
This better be good.
A few moments that make it seem like we don't have a chance. But I'll tell you something.
I'm sure you will, Mr. Johnson.
If we all hang together and don't lose sight of our aims and goals.
Go for it, Dad.
If we don't turn our backs on our hopes and our dreams.
Yes, Andy?
We keep our feet on the ground and our eyes in the sky. Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say.
Tonight, the Democratic Convention continues. Join Dan Rather for live coverage by CBS News veteran political correspondents, including Walter Cronkite, starting at 9 Eastern.